Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So today we are going to go over working and what is best. Renting, commission, starting an at-home business, and I'll even throw in salary. So which one of these do you choose? I get a lot of questions about this, especially for people just beginning. They want to start an at-home business. They don't know if they should be in a shop. They start off one way and then they switch to another way. So we're going to go over that. All the pros, cons, do's, don'ts of renting versus at home versus commission versus salary right now. So the first one we're going to be talking about is commission. Commission is when some of your earnings are going towards the shop. So how this works is it's usually broken into a 50-50 or a 60-40. There's some type of percentage that you will make from all your earnings from ticket sales, and then the rest will go back to the owner or the shop, however that works. So just remember that usually in a 50-50, you want to ask questions of what do I need to provide. And a 60-40, meaning I'm going to get 60, they're going to get 40, that usually means I have to bring majority of my stuff. In 50-50 or less, they usually will provide most of the things. Some shop, I was lucky enough that in my shop I had I think we started off at like 55 or something. I ended up going up to like 65. But she provided all the stuff. So this is good if you don't want to buy all the expensive stuff. So your monomer, your powder, they all have files, buffers, all the basic stuff you need to do your services. They'll even have some nail art sometimes. Again, this varies shop to shop. So if you do step into a shop and you're doing a commission, you always want to ask, what do I need to provide? Because I'm not going to do 50-50, or you don't want to do 50-50, if I have to bring everything. If they're providing everything and it's 50-50 or 60-40, take it. So that's normally how commission would work. So commission is really, really amazing for new techs. I always recommend starting off in a nail salon. I know you bust your bubble that I'm telling you that you can't have an at-home shop, and you can. However, I do feel that there's so many things that you can benefit from and learn by being in a nail salon. So this is really good. I always recommend this to students to start off, get your feet wet, and jump into a shop that's offering you decent commission. This is a great way for you to gain your clientele, get experience, speed yourself up, get familiar with the industry. You've been practicing or just doing nails at home. Being in a salon environment is so different than being home. It's hectic, it's crazy, people are waiting, you're rushing, it automatically will speed you up just because you can't take 3 hours on one person in a nail salon. That's just not possible. They're gonna fire you, I'm gonna tell you right now, because they need people to be quick. So it's a good way to test yourself, test the waters, speed yourself up. It's also great that you have other nail techs, so other vet nail techs. I've learned so many little tips and tricks. I don't know if you follow me on IG, a little nail hacks. Majority of that stuff I've learned when I was in a shop. Another tech will tell me how to do this, what's better, or this, or you'll just can watch and see. So you get that relationship with your coworkers. And again, making friends, networking, meeting other nail techs, people in the industry, it's a good way to start off your career. So one of the cons about commission is that eventually, if you're there for a while, you might outgrow it. So I say this in a sense where I was in a shop and we started off with commission, but it ended up being, I was booked and busy. And one, I couldn't take walk-ins anymore, so she had a problem with that. You know, they hire people so that they can cater to the customers coming in, and I had to start working by appointment because it was just too much of a wait as a walk-in. So my boss didn't really care for that. I don't know how many bosses would accept that, but not the whole day. Every day I was working, it was just appointments only. So that didn't really fly with her too long. So I kind of outgrew that situation. Also too, you start to realize I could be making more money. So if you find yourself in a situation where whether it's 50-50 or 60-40 and you still want to provide your own stuff, maybe they are providing some stuff, but when it comes to nail art, you know, you want to give your clients everything. So if they don't really have everything, you're going to be spending some more money on yourself on polishes and paints and brushes and nail art. And then it's like, I'm giving you 40% for what? I could be making all this money. I could be renting and pocketing this money. So there is a little bit of con to the commission. It's like I said, it's great to start out with, but eventually hopefully you will outgrow it and then you might need to go elsewhere. Also, just want to point out that as a new tech, and I've had this happened with a student of mine, be careful as a new tech not to get hustled. You walk in, bright-eyed, new, fresh, and they smell you coming and they're like, oh, so we'll do 50-50 and you bring everything. And as a new tech, you're just excited. You're like, someone's gonna hire me, I'm excited. And you accept it and then you realize, I'm not making any money. So be very mindful of the shop that you are picking. You want to do a shop that is in heavy traffic flow. Because again, I'm working off of people coming in and making commission off that. If no one walks in, I make no money. So you wanna make sure you pick a shop that has good customer base, that has some good traffic, that has walk-ins, and you wanna make sure that you're settled on this rate and you know exactly, like I said, ask them, what will you be providing, what will you be providing, and what will I need to provide? So these are the things that you wanna make sure if you're gonna walk into a commission-based situation, those are things to look out for. Number 2, renting. So how renting works is you will pay a weekly rate to the shop owner or spa, whatever you're in. You will pay them a weekly rate. So this is really great. Again, so let's say we start off in commission. The next step would be for you to rent. I have my customers and I can just pocket all the money. I just have to pay them X amount. So this is really, really good because you get to be your own boss. This is a good way to begin to start your business. Now, when I started renting after I left my commission situation, I was able to kind of sell products. That's when I first started making scrubs and lotions and stuff. So I was able to make a little bit extra from products. I was able to create like fun little pedicures. I was able to do whatever I want. You are your own boss. You are renting that space. You determine your hours that are obviously within the shop's hours, and it works that way. So it's a good way for you to build yourself up. So some pros of this would be, it's good if you have a steady flow. Again, remember that you have to pay rent to someone. They do not care where or how you get the money as long as you pay them the money every week. So make sure if you jump into a renting situation, you have a steady clientele, meaning you should be able to be booked 80% of the time for about 3 weeks, because remember, we see people every 3 to 4 weeks. So we don't want to have that one off week because now we're going to be in debt for paying the rent. So that's one thing that you want to be on the lookout for. But it's really good if you do have that steady flow and you're booked and busy, you can be able to pocket and you should have money to pay your rent. It won't be an issue. And again, this gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. And it's a good stepping stone for you to start to begin to think, how do I want to run my own business later on in the future? So some cons to renting. Again, if I don't have enough clients to fill my books, I have to pay rent regardless. So we want to make sure, so that could be a big downfall. That has happened to me where my rent, I think at that time years ago was $175 a week. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but again, we going way back. So nails were a lot cheaper then. So to make $175, that was like, okay, I have to do X amount of people. And if I was short, or let's say I made 200 that week, I have to give her 175. I still got to restock on things. I was done that week, so I didn't really make any money. So it can backfire on you if you aren't steady. And like I said, I had enough clientele, but apparently on some of those off weeks, it would hit me back where I wouldn't have enough people, or I wasn't busy, or whatever the case may be, that I was able to pay rent and then still have an extra earnings after that. So that could be a very big con to renting. Also, the little things. You don't think about the little things when you rent. When I left commission, I was ready. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was ready to go. I'm gonna make my money. And it's like when you live at home with mom, and then you get your own place and you think, okay, I got it, I can pay rent. And then you get in your kitchen and you're like, I don't have a spatula. I don't have a whisk. The little things that you don't think of. So in renting, I had to come up with my own detergent. I had to buy towels. I had to do laundry. I had to make trips to the beauty supply store to get monomer. I had to buy my own, not even just products, but the little things that you don't see. Little tongue depressors and files. The little things that you don't think about. So you want to think about all your expenses, because remember, you're renting. They're not providing you with anything. They might have towels, but that's for them. That's for their business. So you want to be mindful and make sure, can I pay my rent, pay my expenses, and still make money if I'm renting? So starting an at-home business. At-home businesses could be super beneficial. You're in the comfort of your own home, you have your business, you have total freedom, total control, total creative control of everything that you want to do. So that is the big bonus of being at home. And again, you are responsible for everything. So we're responsible for products, supplies, and on top of the little things I mentioned when you're renting, we have to think about the extra things like decor, seating, a table. So there are added expenses. So mind you, that stuff might be a one-time purchase, but to start up, you will need some funds to be able to build your space. Like I said, you're gonna need a lamp, you're gonna need lighting, you're gonna need shelves, you're gonna need this. So there is a big cost maybe in the beginning, not so much in the upkeep unless you're doing like extra stuff, you change out stuff, you decorate for holidays, stuff like that, that'll come up seasonal, but you are totally responsible for everything at home. So a big pro to being at home is, like I just said, you are in total control. You are boss. This is your business. This is what you have going on. So you have total control, total freedom to do whatever, whenever you want, say your hours, show up, don't show up. No, I'm joking. So you just have total control over it. It's a good way to say, I'm going to be building a business. Let's say this will be the step before you decide to maybe open a own small space or your own salon maybe. So you have total control and freedom over everything. You also have control over the clients that you want to see. If you don't want to see somebody, if you do want to see somebody, you want to take on new customers, it's up to you. So again, it just goes back to being your own boss, being your own business, and setting the rules, standards, policies, regulations, all that stuff for your business. And you don't have to pay rent. So, and that's maybe. So I have a space in my mom's house. I pay her rent. So I do pay rent for this room. She ain't cheap. So, I do have to pay rent. If you are fortunate to work at home and you don't have to pay rent, fantastic. So that's good for you. So that'll depend, and that will vary from situation to situation. But normally, let's say you would be rent-free or low costing free. I mean, she's not charging me crazy rent. It's a lot less than what I'd be paying outside, but I do contribute to the household for taking up the space for working. So some cons to being at home is you are responsible for everything. You are liable. This is your business. You want to make sure that you set the tone, because again, if you're at home, whether this is my home, my mom's home, this person, they're still coming into my space. So we want to make sure that we're only allowing people in that can be trustworthy. We've all heard crazy stories, people getting robbed, people trying to run out and not pay. Thank God that's never happened to me. I can't even, no comment. But we want to make sure that we're inviting certain people in that we can trust. So again, we have that awkwardness where you're coming into somebody's home. So just like your client could feel a little awkward stepping into somebody's home, they're getting more used to it. A lot of techs are at home now, but it can be a little, I don't want to use the word dangerous, but it can be a little bit dangerous having somebody you never met before step into your home and invade your space. So we want to be mindful of that, which can be a little bit of a con to being at home. Another huge con is there are no walk-ins. So in order to be at home, you are 100% reliable on social media, word of mouth, referrals, and such. Nobody is walking through this front door to say, hi, I just want to get a full set. That doesn't happen when you're at home. So if you don't have the clientele, let's just say don't bank on referrals and social media. If you don't have enough clientele to keep you afloat while being at home, then you need to revisit one of the other ones that we spoke about. It's not time yet. So again, there are no walk-ins. So if I have no referrals or I have my down days where maybe I just have one or two people, it happens. But I have nowhere else minus social media and through word of mouth to gain new clients. And another con could be, again, you are a business, you are at home. It can be a lot. I mean, we're talking on top of all the other things that we talked about in decor and starting up and rental fees and expenses for product. Now I have cleaning stuff that I have to clean the room. I have to do this. I'm a one-woman show. So it can be a lot to take on. This is your little business. So you just want to make sure that you have the time to dedicate. You can't just work and leave. Like how you are at a shop, we work, we swept, and then we bounce. You can't do that here. This is your business. So we have to take care of everything that is inside the area. So bonus section, salary. What is salary? So salary is basically when you're going into work, into a salon or spa, and that's usually in these scenarios. You'll see this more so in a more upscale setting, and they're paying you hourly to provide nail services. Sometimes you will get a small commission on top of that for retail products, nail products and such, but basically you're being paid hourly to do nails. So obviously this is the best case scenario. When I was at Manhattan, that was hourly. So some days I spent watching Netflix and I left and I got paid for it. Other days I had to work a lot, and it just kind of works like that. It's good if I was at that point in my career where I still wanted to do nails. I can't guess my paycheck every week. I need something steady. So I left the Bronx, went to Manhattan, nice upscale setting, got paid hourly, was able to kind of live off that. I knew if I clocked in and I clocked out, I was getting X amount of dollars. Anything tip-wise or whatever was just an added bonus. So it's really, really good if you're at that point where you still want to do nails, but you need some consistency in your pay. So again, a good pro is no clients, who cares? I'm getting paid regardless. And I don't want to say it like that, but it's just the truth. So you get paid regardless. That's the huge bonus to that. So again, this is good for if you are a tech that is mainly into manicures, gel manicures. If you're somebody that's into pedicures a lot, this is ideal for you because a lot of these scenarios with salary are, like I said, upscale. Upscale usually don't dabble too much into enhancements. They don't like the smell of acrylic. So if they'll do wraps, they might do a polygel, probably not. They'll probably do not so much hard gel, any type of enhancements. They might do like the press-ons now. That might be a thing, I'm not sure. But this is good if you're not really into enhancements or your enhancements aren't there yet. It's a good way for you to say, I'm gonna work again, do nails, get paid hourly, and I can just practice. I can work on my manicures and my pedicures and speed up. It was excellent for me, I can say, because I spent so many years doing acrylics. It's different to do manicures. It's different to polish a natural nail versus a nail with an enhancement. So it made me get better actually with my polishing. That's one thing that I really learned from there. And again, we're more upscale, so customer service comes into play and all that such. So it's really good for a tech that doesn't really care or mind or not ready to go into enhancements. And again, these are more higher end. So higher end means more money, more tips. If our pedicures used to be $85, so most people will tip you 20% of that, as opposed to getting maybe $5 from a client, $10 or something, where you're in a mom and pop shop, or sometimes my own personal customers. Like I said, I have people that tip me, people that don't. So most of the time in these higher end places, they will tip you 20% of the service. So you're gonna have a lot of tips. There's weeks where I walked away with $400. That was just my tips. Not even talking about the salary-based pay. So it's a really good way, like I said, to make some money and not have to really worry so much about, am I gonna make some money this week? And it's also very worry-free. So again, I have everything outlined for me. I'm trained for their procedures. They provide all the products. If you wear a uniform, they provide that for you. So all you have to do is show up and work. So it's very hassle-free to be in a salary setting type of situation. So the con to that, no creativity, no freedom, nothing like that. So because everything is set up for you, you can't really get creative. You can't say, oh, I want to throw this into this manicure, this pedicure. They have their services. They have everything outlined. You're sticking to their protocol. So it's no room for being creative and having that freedom. And because of that, sometimes it can be boring. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I felt like just doing manicure, pedicure day after day after day after day. And more upscale places, these women tend to do basic colors. So it ends up being like another clear, another SE Mademoiselle, another French, blah, 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 blah. It gets a little boring. It does, especially if you are somebody that does like enhancements. It could be a little boring. I started to miss the creativeness of nail art and enhancements and stuff. So it can be a little bit boring. And then also, obviously, if you are into enhancements and you really love nail art, you really love acrylic, this is not something that's for you. If you find a shop that is doing full sets and enhancements and they're paying you salary, girl, click off this video and go put in that application immediately, because there are very little salons that do that. So if you find a scenario that's gonna pay you salary and you'll be able to do some type of nail art and enhancements, go get it. It's very rare So go get it if you can. That's the ideal situation. And then also too, another con would be it's not much room for an advancement. So usually you just have a bunch of nail techs. You have maybe a lead nail tech, and then maybe we had a creator, nail director, creator, I forgot her title. It wasn't really room for an advancement. So this is good if you are somebody that is maybe towards the end of your career. I worked with a lot of older women that they were done. They didn't care about enhancements. They didn't care about nail art. They just wanted the salary. They wanted to come in. They knew how to do nails. They came in, did their job, and left. So if you don't really care about that, or maybe you're watching this and you've been doing nails for a while and you still love it, but it's not really cutting it for you anymore, this might be a good situation. Go somewhere higher end where you can kind of still be in the industry, still get the feel for things, still make that money, but you don't really care about all the extra stuff anymore. You're just over it. Then this would be for you. Okay guys, I hope I helped you out in determining what would be best for you. Renting, commission, salary, starting something at home. I hope I shed some light into the do's and don'ts and helped you out with any questions that you have. Leave me a comment below. If you are in a situation and you're not sure what you want to do, you can leave me a question below. Let me know, what are you currently doing? Is it working for you? Are you starting an at-home business? Are you a new nail tech? Is this your first time in the shop? So leave me some comments below. I'm very interested to know your situation, and everybody's always different. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye.